Having arrived in India in 2006, the Body Shop today has 200 plus stores across 70 cities. With an extremely strong e-commerce reach, the brand's strategy rests on affordability for the young, ethically engaged audience. Joining me today is Ms. Antara Kundu, Deputy General Manager Marketing, The Body Shop Asia South, speaking on the many facets of the brand and the overall industry. We welcome you, Antara.
Thank you so much, Soumya. Lovely to be here.
So let's begin with understanding how the overall beauty and skincare category has really evolved in the past few years. What have been some of the irreversible changes in terms of consumer behaviors or business realities, given that this industry did face the brunt of the pandemic?
So, the pandemic has been a game changer and an eye-opener for many of us, especially working in consumer goods businesses, consumer-facing businesses, and it's not really different for beauty because beauty as a category is very tactical, it's very experiential. And, the fundamental nature of the beauty business is that, the beauty consumer is very, very interactive in nature. So when you take that element out, it is not really surprising that, that's something that's a fundamental change in the way the business works. I think from a point of view of change, what the pandemic has actually done is it has accelerated a lot of changes that were waiting in the wings in any case. So there were a lot of trends, a lot of kind of consumer movement that we were already starting to see. But instead of a maybe 7 to 10 year period when we thought that would actually kind of start affecting our lives as marketeers, that got accelerated by by half, and those are now here to stay. I think a few things which have really changed from two specific angles. I think one is for all beauty brands, I think we really got a hard reality check on what is the true value that we are really offering to consumers. And by value, I mean not just perceived value of the brand, but also the value that our products add to consumers' lives every day, right? So affordability is now a very, very key thing to consider for beauty brands, and how we offer to consumers. How do we make ourselves indispensable to their daily usage? From an affordability point of view, it's not just about kind of tactical discounting or offers or promotions. It's also about, does the consumer really see value in adding that pure product to their daily or weekly regimen? Is the product, for example, multifunctional? Is it multi-benefit? Because the reality of the situation is that with rising inflation, our consumers, disposable incomes are getting hit. The way we are spending on beauty is directly impacted by that, right? Because beauty is a discretionary spend at the end of the day. Yeah. So offering really good value to customers, both from a point of view of product benefit, product performance, as well as pricing is equally important right now. And I feel very strongly that is here to stay. I feel that for the foreseeable future, beauty brands will have to concentrate on offering real value to consumers. Again, this is something that I think we had seen coming because we saw a lot of, strategies from miniatures to, price offs, etc., big sale events, etc., happening in the category. Yeah. But we really have to think about affordability not as a tactical offering, but as a strategic offering to our consumers. Secondly, one thing that I'm very happy about as a marketeer on a brand like The Body Shop is that really there has been an acceleration on how consumers are willing to support beauty brands that adhere to their values. So, purpose-led marketing, it has been around for a long time, and we've seen a lot of beauty brands kind of enter this space. The Body Shop, of course, is a pioneer in kind of this space which has worked as a business, which is a force for good for many decades now. But now really consumers are interested in what's beyond the bottle. It's not just what the formula is, what the ingredient is. It is also about how is it packaged, how sustainable is it, how is it sourced. Consumers are now, I think we are seeing, particularly as younger consumers, young kind of ethically aware consumers come into play. They're really invested in putting their money where their mouth is to support brands which stand for the values that they believe in. Whether that is, natural, ethically sourced on one hand, whether it is cruelty free, whether it is vegetarian, vegan, whether the plastic generation, the plastic piece, the sustainability on that is something worthwhile looking into. I think these were pre-pandemic, these were good to have considerations. Now they've become must-have considerations. So these are, and for a like ours, that bodes very well, because that's a critical part of our value system and how we communicate to our consumers.
Sure. So I will be talking of the sustainability initiatives of the brand in the later part of the conversation.
Yeah.
But for now, I really want to understand that there has been an evident shift to a more natural, cruelty-free and organic ingredients in the product. So has that really given a boost to your brand narrative in any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Or was this present, before the pandemic hit and before this consciousness was really aroused?
Yeah. I think I'd like to separate the natural conversation from the organic and the whole sustainability conversation on this. India as a country, we have a very deep rooted culture of beauty. Beauty rituals start very early for us. Whether it is your besan and haldi at home, toiling. These are things which are universal within. No matter where you are in India, there are beauty rituals which are ingrained in our culture.
Yes.
All those beauty rituals are natural, right? We have an understanding and a faith in natural ingredients. So our beauty industry has always been geared towards natural ingredients because our consumers have always accepted natural ingredients easily. Where I think the shift is now happening is kind of now becoming more authentic in the natural space, right? So that can be organic certification, that can be 100% vegetarian or vegan, that can be, like I said, sourcing of ingredients, etc. Also, how efficacious is the natural ingredient? So it's not enough to just say that your product is natural. The product has to work. The ingredients that you're putting into your product, they have to be hardworking because consumers expect results, and very rightly so. So the shift, I think, on natural has been more from, kind of a macro view of the fact that consumers were always looking for natural products to now, there are now shades of natural that consumers have developed an understanding for. So natural is, kind of now like it's the umbrella under which there are needs that consumers are looking to have addressed. Having said that, specifically for markers like organic, cruelty-free, etc., certainly yes, there is a much greater understanding of cruelty-free cosmetics and the fact that animal testing in cosmetics is cruel and it is unnecessary and it's redundant because it proves nothing really. So as the Body Shop is the first cruelty-free beauty brand in the world way back in 1976. To this day, it's not just our products that are cruelty-free, our ingredients are cruelty-free too. So that's a claim that we are very proud to make. At no point of formulation has any product been tested on any animal ever. There are certain markets in the world which mandatorily require animal testing. The Body Shop is one of the few brands in the world that has the courage to say we will not sell in those markets. And China is the classic example. China is one of the biggest beauty markets in the world. It requires mandatory animal testing as of now. The Body Shop's efforts in China are built on advocating for those kind of mechanisms to be removed. But until that happens, we will not sell in mainland China. We are not present in mainland China for the same reason. So cruelty-free, and we really welcome consumers kind of developing more of an understanding on it. Organic, I feel that the word is thrown about very, very, without a clear understanding sometimes. I think our consumers, very honestly speaking, and I'm speaking as much of myself as a beauty consumer as well, when our consumers hear herbal, natural, organic, plant-based, what they actually hear is safe, that these products are safe to use. And that's an important promise to offer. Organic certifications in India still, reliable organic certifications in India are still few and far between, but there are many, many brands which are really actively pursuing that. And that's really a great kind of quest to pursue as well. But from a consumer's point of view, I think safety of product and the naturality of product in whatever way that it impacts their lives, that is a must-have kind of a consideration. The rest is just good to have at this time.
No, very well put. And I understand all the dynamics much better now. So, talking of your marketing strategies, the Body Shop in India comes across as a brand that's relatively not very heavy on advertising, at least on traditional platforms. Would you agree with this statement? And what does your communication strategy really look like?
To be honest, the brand is globally, it's been 45, it's a heritage brand. It's 45 plus years in the world. In India also, we've been around for a fairly long time. Globally, the brand is really a storytelling brand. It's a brand that is really built on human connection. A lot of our founders' values continue to inform and communication strategy to this day. So that way, I would really consider is that, storytelling and specifically purpose-led storytelling, part of everything we do. The call in terms of what channel that we are using, where are we investing our marketing monies is actually more tactical for us. The focus remains on staying true to the brand purpose, staying true to telling a bigger story, which goes beyond the product. Dame Anita Roddick, who's the founder of this brand, she had a very radical approach to this to beauty, and that is what led her to found this brand. Her approach to beauty was it is something that should make you intrinsically feel good about yourself. Beauty is everything that you already like about yourselves, kind of manifested on the outside. So that storytelling is important to us. That purpose-driven kind of communication is important to us because that's what consumers resonate with. Now, that storytelling in terms of a campaign point of view, do I take that across television? For example, we have done a fairly high voltage television campaign back in 2019. In fact, India is the only body shop market in the world which has pursued television advertising. Because of the changes that have happened over the last couple of years, we've become more digital oriented because our business has moved to a more omni-channel approach. Our consumers are now drawing their know-how and their education from the digital space because of how things have been over the last 2 years. So our focus is now aggressively, it's just a matter of here is our purpose, here is the story we want to tell behind every campaign, and therefore the tactical decision is where is the consumer most likely to interact with that message. So for now, certainly we are investing very heavily in digital. We're investing very heavily in social media because again, that social media is a space that really allows for creative storytelling. Plus we have a very strong, within the beauty ambit, we have a very strong presence on social media as well. Our social media channels have over 4 million, audience just kind of, who are already invested in our storytelling, right? So definitely digital is where we are kind of taking big bets on, but that is not to say that traditional kind of advertising is beyond the ambit. We just have to be sure that the story that we're telling plus our consumer is actually there.
Sure. Okay. Talking of penetrating into tier 2 and tier 3 cities, how has been the response so far, and what are some of your future endeavors that you would want to put forth in these tier 2 and tier 3 cities? With
tier 2, tier 3 cities, in fact, mini metros and that kind of whole tier of that geography tier in general. When we are already at almost 200 odd stores, we already have a certain maturity in the market and a certain presence which we are fortunate to have because all said and done, the Body Shop is still fundamentally, like I said earlier, it's a brand about human connection. Our stores are where the brand really comes alive. Our store teams are the face of the brand to the consumers who matter, right? So it is very important for us to we are a brand which is very, very inclusive in every sense of the word. We want to be where the consumers are. So this year, for example, we're opening about 25 new stores across 12 cities. That includes cities like Imphal, Varanasi, Hubli, Amravati, Jodhpur. So we've moved beyond the traditional kind of mini metro consideration because we have always been a first mover in going where the consumer is. That is why our retail footprint today is this strong. And that is something that we are still very, very bullish about. It is something that we want to continue with. And the beauty of the brand is that because of the kind of the values that it stands for, the way we communicate to consumers on one hand, and B, the affordability of the brand that is also there. We are attractive to a wide range of consumers, and that's by design. We want to make sure that whenever a consumer steps into our store, in any part of the country, there is always going to be something that is there for them, and it should not be restricted by what kind of brand storytelling we are doing or what kind of price point we are offering.
Okay. So coming down to my last question, how do you see the next few years unfolding for the brand? Any key announcements that maybe we can expect?
Mm-hmm. I think yes, both from a product and from a brand sustainability point of view, there are several very, very key things we are working on. One is, like I said right at the beginning, we've taken this whole learning that we have from the pandemic in terms of being more accessible, more affordable to consumers at heart. So what we did was earlier this month, we've actually for good brought down the prices of some of our top sellers. So selling face wash variants, our top selling our hair care variants, which is shampoos, conditioners, etc. We've reduced prices on these for good. So this is not a promotional piece, because we understand that products like face washes, shampoos, conditioners, these are products of regular usage to the consumer. Right. So this is part of your personal care basket on a month-to-month basis. So it's very important that we make those products more affordable to our consumers, and that they are accessing the best of the sustainable formulas and the kind of ethically created formulas that we're offering at prices that are affordable to them. So all our key face washes, our top couple of selling variants of face washes are shampoos, conditioners. We have reduced prices on them for good, and they're now available at a flat $5.95 pricing. Okay. And that we will continue to kind of really drive the whole affordability agenda forward, because as a brand we've always been fairly affordable. Whether you looking for a 200-300 rupee lip balm or for a 2,000 rupees serum, we have everything under the roof when you walk into a store or when you go to our online site. So that's something that we've already done, and we will be pushing this quite aggressively as well. Secondly, on the sustainability front, so we've made a commitment to go 100% vegan by 2023. That's a very large commitment for a brand our size, which has the geographical spread that it does. Currently, 60% of our portfolio is already 100% vegan. And by the end of 2023, we will be 100% vegan and certified by the Vegan Society of UK as well. So we will carry the certification on our products. Thirdly, we are really looking to scale up. In India particularly, we've been on a mission to really change how beauty plastic packaging is looked at. So 2019, we launched, the Body Shop globally launched the world's first community fair trade recycled plastic. And we are very proud that plastic actually comes out of a community fair trade project in India. So we are working with the global team is working with a partner called Plastics for Change in Bangalore. What we do is we source recyclable plastic waste from Plastics for Change, and they in turn work with the waste picker communities in and around Bangalore to source that plastic. So this comes from the waste, that is plastic waste that's collected by waste pickers. So we source it from them. We turn that back into our packaging. So by 2025, we have very ambitious goals to kind of bring that recycled plastic into all our packaging. Because it is an India relevant project, so we're very proud of the fact that this particular project, which is providing employment and fair and stable income, and also really a lot of dignity to waste collectors who normally are not afforded either of these. They are essentially part of a global supply chain for us. So we already have doubled our previous intake from this project. Last year, we sourced about 400 tons of plastic globally, and we have plans to kind of scale that up further. On the India's front specifically, we've launched our Return, Recycle, Repeat program in stores, which is an in-store recycling program for plastic empties. And through which essentially our customers can bring back all our plastic empties, just drop them off in the store, and we will take care of that and recycle that and see how we can repurpose that and bring it back to our system. So we've made a commitment to recycle 1 million plastic empties by 2023 on that, and so far we've done well on that goal. So through especially the CT plus the community trade plastic packaging and the in-store recycling. What we really want to do is to kind of be able to create a behavior change. Right now, consumers bringing back plastic bottles to the store, recycling doesn't come naturally to our consumers. And that's something that we would like to change, because we do know that our most loyal customers really kind of visit the stores on a very regular basis and kind of, kind of have that interaction as well. Lastly, on the activism front, we're about to launch a very major activism campaign, which is a multi-year activism campaign. You'll have the details of that in less than a month's time. It's still currently embargoed, but it's very exciting. We're looking at working on something which is very, very India relevant, and it is mainly about youth rights. So it's a new area of us. And this is something that we are really committing to as a brand in India and globally. So that's something that I would encourage you to watch out for as well.
Absolutely. I think there were a lot of insights from this interview. Thank you so much for your time, Antara.
Thank you so much, Soumya. All the best with everything.
All the best for you too. Yes.